Hey, thanks for stopping by my channel today. If you're here for the very first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. It's cooking time, y'all. I have one of the best meals ever you will make for your family. Any type of event, whether it's a gathering, just regular Taco Tuesday night, or get ready for the Super Bowl game night, just whatever. Even if you're having movie night at the house, even if you having, it doesn't matter. This you want to incorporate in your family's menu, okay? So let's get into it and let's go. All right, here are the ingredients. They are very, very simple and absolutely affordable. Yes, they are. And I am going to be showing you what we are going to be using today. I have some diced tomatoes. These are the roasted pepper ones, I believe. And then I have the regular diced tomatoes. Yeah, the first one was the fire roasted ones. And then I have these kidney beans, yummy, some good old golden crisp corn, yes, some chili beans, yes, use whatever brand you would like, some black beans, yes, y'all. And then you're going to need some broth, and I'm using the beef flavored broth. And if you notice, mostly all these ingredients are the store brand named, and ranch dressing package, as well as some taco seasoning packets. We're going to use one onion, yes, and this entire clove of garlic here. And I have a fresh pack, and in the pack that a little bit left over from something that we made the other night. And what I'm going to do is get these vegetables diced up here on the cutting board. And yes, I'm going to use this entire white onion and the entire clove of garlic. So we're just going to get these diced up. All right. Now, if your family loves tacos, if taco night is, a hit in your house and you have never had taco soup, well, you're getting ready to change the game for your entire family. All of them are going to love it. If they love tacos, they will love this even probably more. All right, so I like for my onions to be diced up kind of on the medium-ish side, not too finely diced, but not too big either. And I'm just taking my time, and we're getting this all cut down. Now this is going to make a nice big pot. Okay, so for my house, it's the party of 3. And if you use exactly the amount that I am using, you're going to be able to have leftovers. Yes. And that's what you want. You want to be able to still eat some more tomorrow, to be able to have some for lunch for you and the husband, or hubby, if you're making it, you and your wife, and then your child, you want to have some left over for them because they're going to want some more the next day too. Okay. And depending on what time you cooked it, they're going to eat some more in the same day. And what I'm going to do here is I am just smashing these pieces of garlic here with the back of my knife. That helps remove that skin off of there. And you want to make sure you get that, because you don't want any of that skin to go into your dish. So make sure you separate them really, really well. And this is a good little way to get that skin off. Nice and easy. All right, now it's time to get this garlic minced. And what I'm doing here is taking off that little very edge right there, that little piece right there. You want to make sure you get rid of that because it's kind of, woodsy and tough or whatever. And you don't want to bite into that at all. So get that off. It's not going to be on all of them because some pieces, excuse me, as you were smashing them, kind of broke off. So it's going to be on the whole pieces. So get that little part off. Okay, you definitely don't want that to go in. And what I'm going to do is get it diced up. We're going to mince it very, very well. So yes, keep on watching. All right, let's come on over here to the stove and get this skillet getting hot so that we can drop the ground beef into the pan. Okay, and I have the stove on between low and medium, and y'all, I am getting used to cooking on this gas stove. I grew up on gas. How many of you cook on gas stoves in your house? Let me know in the comments. How many of you been cooking on one type and then had to learn how to cook it on another type of stove? It gets a little tricky on you, okay? Because I grew up with gas, and then for a lot of my life, after my mom buying her new home, we had electric, and then I had electric when I moved out, and that's all I've had when I moved out. And then we have our other home, and then that had gas. I had to learn how to cook on that one. And at one time we had two homes that we were living in when one had gas and the other had electric. So I would rarely cook on the one far away. So what I'm doing here is just getting this meat scrambled. Okay, now I used Accent salt-free seasoning, nature seasoning, Goya seasoning, and that's it. I use 4 seasonings in this meat. Now, do season your meat with whatever it is that you like your hamburger to taste like, okay? Because what you're going to need to do is season this. Normally when you make tacos, you would just add the taco seasoning to the meat. Well, we're not doing that here. We're seasoning up the meat the way that we want it. And what I'm doing now is it's scrambled up pretty good, but I am taking, and it's done, but I am taking my onions and letting them get a little cooked, a little translucent, and I'm just continuously scrambling the meat because, when you make tacos, that meat is scrambled pretty much. And so that's what I'm doing here. And then once the onions cook just a good bit, then I'm going to add the garlic in, and that garlic is going to get a little bit cooked as well. So keep on watching. All right, so now we have transferred the meat down into my little big Paula Deen Dutch oven, and I am adding the wet vegetables first. The both cans of the tomatoes. I'm going in with the chili beans, and this bean, I am not rinsing these at all, okay? And I want to get all of that liquid out of the bottom of that. Now, the corn, I rinsed several times. We don't need the juices out of the corn. And I'm just dumping that down in there. I rinsed it really, really good. These good old kidney beans, I rinsed those really, really good as well. Now there's still a little bit of the liquid down in the bottom, and all I did was just rinse these in the can. I kept them in the can and rinsed them. Now by all means, you can take them out of the can and use a strainer to rinse them. That's up to you, like I did with these black beans. Now they are full of that thick starch, so I wanted to rinse those thoroughly. I didn't want any of that liquid to get into the soup. And so I am now just mixing this up really, really well. And make sure you add the liquidy vegetables first, so that way, you know, it'll have something to kind of work with instead of it sticking at the bottom. Your heat should still be between low and medium. You do not want this to you know, start scorching on you, because remember, tomatoes will stick. Now I'm taking this broth here, the beef flavored, and this is a 32 ounce carton, and I am going to eyeball it, but I'm using half of this, so you can use 16 ounces, but I can kind of feel it in my hand on about half. You know, that's what you do when you've been cooking for a long time. You just kind of eyeball things. But I'm going in with half of that, so 16 ounces of of that beef broth, y'all. And you can use water if you like, but I promise you, if you use this beef broth, the flavoring is going to be so much better. I promise you, okay? So I'm just here. You just see me getting the rest of that little juice off of those chili beans. Now I'm going in with 1 packet of the taco seasoning mix, and this is the mild one. No, this is not the mild. This is just the regular. You can use mild and sodium, you know, or the regular, okay? Because they're talking about the sodium when they mean mild. And then I'm going with the ranch dressing and seasoning mix, and I am pouring that over in here. And listen, all you got to do now is stir this up a bit. Just go ahead and stir it up. If you don't want to stir it, you don't have to stir it. You know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because once you get the boiling, I promise you, it's gonna stir it. That boil, that rumble will stir up the pot itself. But I am just mixing it all together. It looks divine. It smells, oh my God. Woo. And I'm gonna let this simmer for about 30 minutes. All right, now we have some plated here in one of my good old bowls here, adding some sour cream in the middle and some cheese around it. And that is it for this lovely, wonderful, hearty taco soup. If you have made taco soup, if this is something that's already on your menu, let me know in the comments, okay? And if it's not, are you planning on making this for your next Taco Tuesday night? Will you be trying this for Super Bowl night, okay? Will you be taking this to your job's potluck? What, honey? Whenever you make it, it's going to be a hit. Whoever you make it for, they're going to want you to make it every time they come over or even ask you for the recipe, okay? Listen, I had so much creating this soup for my family. Listen, make sure that you do too, okay? It is divine. It's going to be finger looking good, finger licking good, okay? So if this is your type of content, stick around today. Give me a big old thumbs up if you like it. Leave me a comment and tell me what it is that you do. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell as well. Thank you all so very much for watching. Bye-bye.